here to do a new video series. It's like a fan fiction read out loud, but it's my own work, and it is not a literary masterpiece in the sense of eloquent words and English. It is The Real Husbands of Beverly Hills Season 1. I've spent the last 2 years writing this. My imagination ran bananas, and I decided, let me put some of my K-pop biases and make a Real Housewives, but with the men, because I'm gay. Anyways, let's begin. So, a long time ago when I was in college, I used to read out loud chapters of my Bad Boys Club series. Kind of like that style of writing. It's supposed to be like a reality TV show, so there's gonna be cast interviews throughout the scenes, and there's gonna be no censorship. And the only thing that's different from K-pop Bad Boys Club to The Real Husbands of Beverly Hills, these guys are Richie Rich. They have a tagline, and they don't physically fight each other every single episode. So let's just begin. I'm not having no special animations, no cutscenes. This is not like my Real Husbands of K-pop videos, because those took way too long to do. This is just me reading, so if you see me looking down, that's why. Put this on in the background if you don't want to see my mug. It's okay. I won't be offended. Yes, so every single episode is going to start off with the taglines, just like The Real. So let's begin. The Real Husbands of Beverly Hills, Season 1, Episode 1. Taglines. And then you'll also get to see who's the cast. I'll put a picture of who's the cast. Hyunjin, I'll never settle for less than what I deserve. Bowman, backs can't talk, so say it to my face. Johan, I used to be a child star, now I'm working on being an adult. Subin, I don't live a perfect life, and I'm not apologizing for it. Jemin, money doesn't give you class, but I was born with an abundance of both. Asai, if I don't like something, I'll just compose a new and better one. Mark, once a rapper, always a rapper. I always spit the truth. Jihoon, I love my diamonds and my rosé, but family means the most to me. Asai, the lives of the wealthy in Beverly Hills consists of huger-than-life mansions and secluded neighborhoods where money is on full display. Asai's house is a deluxe, gorgeous mansion on a huge plot of land equipped with a swimming pool, hot tub, gazebo, and private guest house. Asai is inside downstairs in his music recording studio working on a new song. He's busy playing the keyboard and typing things into his computer with his headphones on. Asai, my name is Asai. I originally grew up in Japan, but moved to California when I was a kid. I've spent my whole life obsessed with music and was fortunate to make a career out of it. Now I'm a multi-Grammy winning music producer who's worked with some of the most popular singers in the world. It was only right that I rewarded myself with the mansion of my dreams. At the front door, a sleek rose gold Bentley parks in the driveway, and a well-dressed young adult gets out of the car heading to the front door. He waits after ringing the doorbell as one of Asai's housekeepers opens the door for him. Hello, he says with a big smile. Asai's in the studio. Yes, sir, she says, closing the door behind him. Do you need to be led, or do you know the way? That's fine, I know the way, Jihoon says, heading down the stairs to make it down to Asai's studio. Once he gets to the door, he knocks before letting himself in. Jihoon, I'm Jihoon. LA has always been my home, but it wasn't until I started running a successful handful of restaurants that I moved into the big leagues of Beverly Hills. I would say it was a dream come true. It does feel nice not to have to worry about making ends meet like when I was fresh out of college. Knock, knock, Jihoon says as he steps inside Asai's studio. Asai turns around in his chair to get up and hug his friend. I've been to your house a million times, but I still almost get lost. Let me just finish up this last bit, Asai smiles, then we can head outside for lunch. Jihoon sits down on the couch behind all of the sound and recording equipment as Asai finishes up a few little touches before saving the file he's working on. The doorbell upstairs rings and the housekeeper opens the door again to let Jihoon's husband and kids enter the house. Asai and Jihoon leave the studio, heading upstairs to meet Jihoon's family before heading outside where Asai's personal chef has prepared the table with lunch. This is like a private restaurant, Jihoon says, latching his arm onto his husband Junkyu's. Always amazing. Asai, I've not held back on any expense with this house that I share with my husband. I've been married now for about 5 years to Jae-hyuk, a top-of-the-line doctor and owner of his own hospital. So, yes, we've hired a private chef because neither of us has talent in the kitchen like Ji-hoon does. It's always a production traveling as a family, Junkyu laughs as they all begin eating their food. But one of us has some news. Junkyu and Ji-hoon turn to look at their oldest set of twins, Ki-hoon and Ki-kyu. Oh, Asahi asks, looking over at them. What is this exciting news? A little date news, Ji-hoon says with a smile on his face. Ji-hoon. So, Junkyu and I got married very young in life and had children very early in life too. We graduated college, both had landed jobs, and wanted children right away. I wouldn't say it's the route for everyone, but it was for us. We had our children through in vitro, the first time we used my sperm, and we ended up with twins. When we did it later with Junkyu's sperm, we also ended up with twins. After that, we said, no more children, 4 is more than enough. With someone we all know, Junkyu laughs. Kikyu, go on, tell everyone the news. I have a date for the middle school dance, Kikyu explains with a blush spreading across his cheeks. They're in the grade below me. His name is Minho. And who's his parent that we both know? Ji-hoon asks, looking over at Asahi with a wide-eyed expression. One of Minho's dads is Na Jaemin, Kikyu answers. Na Jaemin? Asahi asks with wide eyes. Holy sh! Asahi, there are so many people in the world, especially in the Los Angeles area. I find it very funny that Kikyu is taking Na Jaemin's son Minho to the middle school dance. What a funny coincidence. So naturally we have to meet with Jaemin and his husband, Ji-hoon says. I know you're close with him. I am friends with him, Asahi says, but more so with his best friend Mark. Ji-hoon rolls his eyes. I know you don't really get along with either Mark or Jaemin. Yeah, Ji-hoon agrees with a nod, but if Minho is who Kikyu likes, I will try my best to make peace with Jaemin. Ji-hoon. I've met Jaemin many times in Beverly Hills since we run in the same circles. He's always come off very stuffy to me and not authentic. I was a little shocked when Kikyu first announced he'd gotten a date for the winter dance, and it happened to be with Jaemin's son, Minho. Well, I like Minho, Kikyu says, looking over at Ji-hoon, and he seems to like me. I want the best for you, bub, Ji-hoon says with a fond smile, and if Minho makes you happy, then I'll be an adult and be peaceful with Jaemin. Scene transition. Jaemin. Na Jaemin is seen entering a clothing store with his husband Jeno and his son Minho. Today they're shopping for a suit for Minho to wear to the winter dance. Jaemin and Jeno give some advice, but mostly let Minho try on the clothing pieces he finds. First dance, Jeno says with a big smile. Our little man even got a date. He's growing up, Jaemin says with an equally big smile. I'm so excited for him. I remember our first date. Jaemin. My name is Jaemin, former model and CEO to Na Skincare, a company that my parents created back in Korea. When they opened their LA branch to expand into the US, they put me in charge of it. It's a big deal because our company is one of the leading brands in Korea. What do you think of this one? Minho asks, leaving the changing room to show off the dark gray suit he's wearing. I don't want black. Gray looks good on you, Jaemin says. What color do you want to pair with it? I don't know yet, Minho says. Pink? Purple? Both will look good with the gray, but pink more so than purple, Jeno answers. Try out different ones of both. Jaemin. I met Jeno in elementary school when we were both in Korea. The two of us began dating in high school and have been inseparable ever since. We both left Korea to study in America when we got married during college. Together, we have a very nice life, able to afford a lot like we were used to growing up. Jeno also came from money but found his own success as an actor and now is a well-established lawyer. I can't believe the boy that asked him to the dance is one of Park Ji-hoon's sons, Jaemin says, once Minho heads back into the changing room to get help with the ties. Park Ji-hoon. I know, Jeno says with a shrug, but he seems to really like this Kikyu fellow. We can't be the parents who tell him he can't go with Kikyu because you don't really care for Ji-hoon. That's why I decided it would be a good idea to have a parent date night, us and Ji-hoon and his husband, Jaemin says. I know Minho will want to see Kikyu so we can have them come along too and have them sit at a separate table. Sounds like a good idea to me, Jeno says. We can even extend the olive branch to have dinner at one of Ji-hoon's restaurants. That would be good, Jaemin says with a nod. Jaemin. I'm a little nervous about the dinner with Ji-hoon, but I hope for the sake of our kids we can keep the peace. I want what's best for Minho, and from what I've heard, Kikyu seems to really like Minho, and the feeling is mutual, which is very adorable. Bowman. Bowman's house is a very nice-looking mansion, standard for the rich Beverly Hills lifestyle. Perfectly groomed gardens, not a flaw in sight. Inside, Bowman is setting out some food on the dining room table waiting for his guests to arrive. Bowman. I'm Bowman, actor, producer, and happy husband of 4 years. During my teenage and early adult years, I worked and made a name as an actor. Now in my 30s, I've taken a small step back from being in front of the camera and found interest in the work behind the scenes. It has been a lot of fun, and I might like production more than acting now. When the doorbell rings, Bowman heads to the entryway, opening the door to let his friends inside of the house. Thanks so much for having us over today, Jemin says with a smile as he steps inside of the house along with one of his friends. Bowman, this is one of my new friends, Kim Johan. Nice to meet you, Johan says, shaking Bowman's hand. Thank you for having me over for lunch today. Of course, Bowman says, closing the door behind them. Come this way to the dining room. Everything is ready. Jemin. I've known Bowman for a while now. We met on a modeling job and just connected. I met Johan at a dinner party and he seemed very interesting, so we began talking. I think Johan and Bowman could be good friends, so I decided to bring the two of them together. So I was thinking of throwing together a little party, Jemin says as they're eating their lunch. I know Johan always likes meeting new people, and we're friends with some other Beverly Hills gentlemen, so it'd be good to introduce him to the group. I think that would be fun, Bowman says. Basically, Jemin is best friends with Mark Lee, who brought in this music producer friend of his named Asai, whose two close friends are Jihoon and Hyunjin. I've heard of Asai, the music producer, Johan says with a nod. He's a big deal in the music industry. Johan. My name is Johan. I made a name for myself as a child actor and teen pop star. I've mostly stopped the music career, but do a few small acting roles here and there. My main passion now is working for my parents' company where they own a huge chain of high-end hotels. Speaking of Jihoon, Jemin says, one of his older twins, Kikyu, asked my son out to the upcoming winter dance at their middle school. Aw, that is so sweet, Johan says with a smile. That must be exciting for Minho. He's very excited for the dance, Jemin explains. I, on the other hand, have some reservations. Where is this going to go with the two of them? But also, Jihoon and I aren't the greatest of friends, and if these two decide they want to continue seeing each other, we'll have to be around each other more. That's right, Bowman nods. I know Jihoon isn't exactly your cup of tea, and from the looks I've seen of him, you aren't his either. So I've decided to hold a dinner for Minho and Kikyu, and Jeno and I will eat with Jihoon and Junkyu, Jemin answers, just to try and maintain the peace. Bowman. I honestly don't know how the dinner between Jihoon and Jemin will go. Anyone can tell they aren't exactly comfortable around each other. I just hope for the children's sakes that they will keep the peace. So, Bowman, do you have any children of your own? I have one, Bowman answers, a son, Minjun, who is 5, at kindergarten and daycare right now. I'll be picking him up after lunch. Do you? Not at the moment, Johan says. I've only been married now for 3 years. We started dating only a year before that. We went the non-traditional route, Bowman laughs. My husband, Jongjun, and I got engaged, had the baby first, then got married. Do you want children? I would like to in the future, Johan says. Younga, on the other hand, doesn't really seem like that's the next step for us. Johan. All of my friends have children or want them, so it does make me wonder what my life would be like with children of my own. The only problem is whenever I bring it up to Younga, he kind of shies away from the topic. I might have to keep working on him in this baby talk. Well, children are a lot of joy, Jemin says with a laugh, especially with a good nanny to help and grandparents to help as well. Jeno and I adopted Minho when we were both getting our careers started, so it was a challenge, but we made it work with a lot of help. How old were you, Johan asks. Jeno was 21 and I was still 20 at the time, Jemin answers. Wouldn't suggest children so early on in life, but we were both wanting it, been married for 14 years now. That is so young, Johan laughs. But you've been married to Jeno for so long and known him for like your entire life, so it's very romantic. Bowman. When it comes to relationships and marriages, Jemin is like the total thing to aspire to. Yes, he did marry quite young in life, but the way Jeno and Jemin are together, you can tell they love each other lots. They're perfect for each other. It's hard to find your soulmate, but they definitely did. Well, cheers to children dating and new friendships on the horizon, Bowman says, raising his glass of wine, and to an interesting new year to come. Hyunjin. Compared to the extravagant mansions of the wealthy Beverly Hills residents, Hyunjin's house is a modest one-story house that doesn't scream money, except for the sleek black Mercedes G-Wagon in the driveway paired with a Prius and a black Lamborghini. This house is ridiculous when you see the cars in the driveway, Asai laughs, stepping out of Jihoon's rose gold Bentley. The two of them make their way to the front door, knocking on it as they're let in by their friend, Hyunjin. It's good to see you both, Hyunjin says, hugging them tightly. Subin is here as well. Jihoon and Asahi are led inside to meet the new guy, Subin. Hyunjin. My name is Hwang Hyunjin. I work as a realtor for the Who's Who in Beverly Hills. I know my house doesn't look like I have much, but I've managed to create a great career for myself. My boyfriend Jongin and I live together and we're comfortable. We spend our money on trips, mostly, not feeling the need for a big house. It's nice to meet you both, Subin says as the four of them head outside to Hyunjin's big backyard. The small house is surrounded with a great big backyard space with a great view. They all sit down around Hyunjin's fire pit, which starts roaring with a warm fire. Subin. I'm Subin, and my job is working as a model. I've done quite a lot of impressive shoots in my career for many great clothing brands, ranging from department store brands to high-end luxury. I've been married now for 6 years to an amazing man named Huning Kai, or Kai for short. Drinks and s'mores, Hyunjin says, passing around a tray of marshmallows and sticks. I'm so glad everyone could come over today for this little camp gathering. Thank you for having us, Jihoon says, sticking his marshmallow into the fire. So, I'm thinking it would be fun to have Subin meet the other guys, Hyunjin says. I got a text from Jaemin yesterday talking about a party he's wanting to have at his house. I got the same text, Asahi says. It sounds like it could be fun. Well, I did not get any text, Jihoon says with a shrug, but we're supposed to be eating dinner with Minho and Kikyu tomorrow. I guess I'll invite you to the party when you see him tomorrow, Hyunjin laughs. Hopefully. Jihoon. I was slightly taken aback that both Hyunjin and Asahi were sent texts about some sort of dinner party Jaemin was planning on throwing. I hope that Hyunjin is right that Jihoon is planning to invite me in person tomorrow. But my sneaking feeling is he really doesn't want to invite me to his party. We shall see, Subin laughs. I've heard a lot about Jaemin just through mutual gatherings, I guess. Very rich, very aware that he is very rich. That part, Asahi agrees. Yeah, he definitely isn't afraid to let everyone know he's rich from his clothes to his shoes, or his actions. See, there's two type of rich people, Jihoon laughs. You have your standard Jaemin type who likes to flaunt it in everyone's face, and then you have Hyunjin, rich but humble. And where do you and Asahi lie in the spectrum, Subin asks. I definitely fall more into the Jaemin category. I like my nice things, and if I bought them, I have to show them off. Definitely in the Jaemin category, Hyunjin answers. You'll see Jihoon's rose gold Bentley outside. Asahi has a personal chef and housekeeper, and Jihoon's closet is as big as the master bedroom in my house. Hyunjin. I met Jihoon in college when we were assigned as each other's roommates. We became very good friends during that year. Asahi came over quite often, so I was able to become friends with him as well before he started college at our school. Since then, the three of us have always been in each other's lives. We have a great bond that I wouldn't trade for anything. I love my clothes and accessories, Jihoon laughs. I didn't grow up with that sort of thing. Like Jimin did, I worked my ass off for them. And you paid off quite nicely, Asahi says. I mean, your closet has 2 shelves with just Birkin bags. Oh, damn, Subin says with wide eyes. But, I mean, it's expected. You own almost all of the top restaurants in Beverly Hills. Jihoon. With my business degree and love of cooking, I wanted to open a restaurant, which turned into a huge success. After that, it was a continuation of opening great restaurants with a wide variety of cuisines. I was able to create an empire that brought in many nice rewards. Well, the party should be a fun time, hopefully, Asahi says, but you never know. Fingers crossed for a drama-free event, Hyunjin laughs, but give it a few drinks and I think something will end up happening. Jihoon. Jihoon, Junkyu, and Kikyu are at one of Jihoon's 5 owned restaurants, waiting near the front door for Jaemin, Jeno, and Minho to arrive for their planned dinner date. No matter what, have fun, Jihoon says, patting Kikyu on the back. We'll be at our own separate tables, so just focus on your time with Minho. Have fun, Kyu, Junkyu says with a bright smile. There they are. Jaemin, Jeno, and Minho are seen walking inside of the restaurant. Everyone exchanges pleasant greetings before Kikyu takes Minho's hand to lead him out to their own table far away from where the parents will be sitting. Jihoon. Today is the day that the parents are sitting down for dinner for the sake of Kikyu and Minho. I was flattered that Jaemin wanted to have the dinner at one of my restaurants. I just hope that the evening will go well for us. Thank you for agreeing to have this dinner with us, Jaemin says. It was very shocking to hear Minho come home saying that Kikyu asked him to the winter dance. But the smile on his face was totally worth it, Jeno laughs. We've already taken him shopping for a suit and it's hanging up in his room. I was shocked too, Jihoon says. This is the first time any of our children expressed any romantic interest in anyone. I also didn't know if any of them may or may not be gay, so that was also shocking, but very much loved. Same with Minho, Jaemin agrees. He always liked playing with toys more marketed for girls, but we didn't know if that was just a phase or anything. I grew out of playing with My Little Pony when I turned 6, so we just had to watch him grow. Jaemin. So far, the dinner is going well. Of course, the food at Jihoon's restaurant is phenomenal. I'm glad that the two of us are getting along. Everyone seems to be enjoying their food as another bottle of wine is brought to the table and poured into their glasses. To be honest, Jihoon says with a shrug, I feel like the two of us didn't get off on the right foot, maybe? I don't know. I mean, we don't really know each other that well, Jimin answers after sipping his wine. Our other friends are more close and brought us together that way. If it wasn't for Mark or Asai's friendship, I wouldn't have really gotten to be around you as much as I have. Likewise, Jihoon says with a nod, I just feel like you're kind of standoffish towards me whenever we're all together. I guess it could come off that way, Jimin says. I'm a very outgoing person when I'm in my element. Around newer people, I do tend to be a little more reserved. Jihoon, I'm no fool. I can tell that our personalities are very, very different. And from all the times that we've hung out together as a group, he will rarely talk to me. I don't know what to really think about all of that. We're just very different people, Jimin explains. But moving forward, I think the two of us could get to be closer. The dinner continues on with the four parents talking about work and daily lives to vacations they've been on. Over at Minho and Kiku's table, they're talking with each other with giddy smiles on their faces. Well, this was a very fun dinner, Jimin says once they're all done eating dessert. I would love to do this again. Jihoon, so the dinner is wrapping up, and Jimin has not mentioned the little dinner party he's supposed to be having. I'm starting to feel like he isn't going to invite me, which now doesn't make sense. We've had a great night tonight, so where is the invite? Speaking of doing this again, Jihoon says, clearing his throat, I was over at Hyunjin's house the other day, and both Hyunjin and Asai got texts from you about a dinner party. Oh yeah, just a little get-together soon, Jimin says. I have a new friend that I want to introduce everyone to. So far, he's only met Bowman. Well, I'm not going to beat around the bush, Jihoon says, downing the rest of his wine in the cup. Were you going to invite me since my friends are going? Jimin, it's true I am having a dinner party to let Johan meet the group. I didn't have Jihoon on the guest list originally because I wasn't sure if I wanted him there or not. Now I've been put in a tricky situation where I have to invite him. If you'd like to go, you're more than welcome, Jimin answers. It's going to be next week. Asai will get the information and can tell you. Or you can just text me the information yourself, Jihoon says. Is that a problem? I don't have your phone number, Jimin replies with a shrug. Do you want my phone number then, Jihoon asks, unable to stop from rolling his eyes. I don't understand why this is so hard. Well, truthfully, I wasn't going to bring up the party because you weren't really on the list, Jimin answers. Coming into this dinner, I wasn't close to you, nor your friend, and really didn't have a great view of you. I'm not fake, so I'll tell you how I felt. Jihoon, I'm shocked. I'm all for keeping it honest, but I had no idea that Jimin had these views about me when he barely knows me. It's taking a lot for me to not raise my voice at how fucking stupid he sounds right now. Can you be any more of an idiot spewing bullshit? I felt the same about you, Jihoon says. I've heard from many people that you're pretentious and treat everyone like they're beneath you, so there. Babe, Junkyu says, placing a hand on Jihoon's arm. If you'd like me to be pretentious towards you, I can be, Jimin says, crossing his arms. I heard from people in the world that you have a nasty temper, so. Come on, guys, Jeno says with a worried look. We had a great night. I'm just upset that we've been mutual acquaintances and he wants to invite my closest friends to a party he had no intention of inviting me to, Jihoon says. I just said you could come, Jimin says. I don't need your phone number. I don't really want it. Asai will give you the details when I finish planning the party. Oh, that is such bullshit, Jihoon retorts. Why is it so hard to have my number saved in your phone? I have work contacts, friends, and family saved in my phone, Jimin answers. You are none of the three. Jimin, maybe I started this whole issue, but I did say he could come to the party. I don't give out my phone number to just anyone, especially people I'm not entirely comfortable with. I don't really feel like he has a right to be so upset over me keeping my phone to myself. I think this night is over, Jihoon says, standing up. For our children, I'm happy for them. Towards you, I'm not your friend. I don't need your friendship, Jimin answers. Jeno, let's go. You're lucky I'm going to still let Kiku take my son to the dance. Jimin, stop, Jeno says, holding Jimin's hand. No, I'm lucky, Jihoon says, widening his eyes. Don't you dare fucking say that shit to me when it comes to my children. Have some maturity, says the one resulting to swearing. Jimin laughs. Yes, I swear, Jihoon says. I'll say whatever the fuck I want when I want to fucking say it. So if you have a fucking problem with it, shut the fuck up or get the fuck out of earshot. I'll continue to swear all I want. Jihoon. Jimin. I don't want any more to do with him. He's a mean person and I don't have time for him. I'm not beneath you and never will be. You're not going to talk to me like I'm not on your level. Bitch. So juvenile, Jimin says, shaking his head. I feel sorry for you, Jihoon. Get the fuck out of my restaurant, Jihoon yells. Now, get the fuck out. To be continued in episode 2. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It got a little heated at the end, the first few episodes. We're going to try and get to know the cast, get to know the characters, the flavors. And the drama is just starting. It's not going to stop until the end of the reunion. Okay. So thank you for watching. Every character was introduced so far except for Mark, but don't worry, he comes in episode 2. And I hope you enjoyed it. And what are your thoughts so far? If you enjoyed it, let me know. Bye. Don't change, let go.